right, folks, here we are. We picked up some, what do you want to call it? Carpet runner? I got it because it is rubber backed. So basically when I want to insulate the floor, but the floor insulation I have is, I don't want it to get wet. Let's put it that way. So this should help as far as keeping that in track. And whatever, it's pretty simple. I wanted to basically rubber matting, but this worked out a little fancier. So I got that. I got a sheet of, I only grabbed one. I haven't gone to the city because they're like twice the price in town here. So not that that's that expensive, but that's 20 bucks. And I'm pretty sure I get them for about $10 in the city. So I want to get a bunch because I'm always using that to make my door panels and stuff. So hopefully there should be enough there to do that, my kick panels. And I would like to do just a filler panel, because if you rock this in the winter, oops, I'd like to make a fill panel to go here just so it doesn't have to heat here and under the floor as well in the truck. So that's kind of the plan. So that's the plan for now. We're gonna do the door panels, we're gonna do the carpet. There's a few things I want to fix up. We got a little hole up here. There's many holes in the car, but before I go crazy doing the interior, I think I'm gonna weld this up. I want to weld this up, and there's two holes over here somewhere, right in the middle of the roof for some reason. So I'm gonna weld those up so we don't go catching our whole interior on fire when we put the carpet and stuff down. There's a few other ones I want to do, but I'm gonna do these, I think, with the laser. I'll try that with there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna weld them up. I can easily throw a blanket there, but like I say, I don't want the carpet down on the floor where that is gonna catch on fire and burn. So let's get a few of these things out of the way, and then we'll start on the interior. All right, what have we done? I got these two welded up. We got this patch done. We still have a little pinhole here to do. And I've buzzed this up. I'm not trying to take away from what the car is. The only thing I'm actually really struggling with is, well, this thing. Once I took the sealer out, you kind of seen how big the gap is and stuff in here. So essentially this is a Model A window. And you can see how it goes through. And they bolted it into here. So this bolts through the back. There's some bolts here. So I think they built this. They kind of put the window in, held it in, then kind of did this stuff. What I'm actually struggling with is, well, A, this is plate glass. And I don't know. I don't feel like that's super safe. And the last thing is, this is a super nice Model A window frame. Like, other than the holes in it, there's no rot, nothing. It's super clean. So it's a little bit of a struggle. I really want to just take that out, but I don't have a window to put in there. I'm really thinking of, that's about the only mod that I want to do, just to make the back of the car a little better, is maybe swap this window out for something better. And keep this frame for something, because it's so nice. Like, so they got the roof line done. So if I unbolt this, I unbolt this. I might have to cut some of this, but I'm feeling I should stick something else in there that has either that explodey glass or safety laminate, like something. Because right now, if a stone or something comes in there, that's going to come off in just hard shards. And I don't know, like, you know, a fella could get his head cut off. There could be a lot of bad things happening, because that is just plate glass, like on your house. That's how they did these Model A's. I can just tell by feeling on it there. Well, that's adding a whole bunch of work, but I feel I should do it. I think it would be much better overall if I did that. I don't know why. If you stand back here, man, it just looks like that one actually comes down. I don't know how it physically could do that. I'm gonna measure it. I'm pretty sure it's a Model A window frame though. Yeah, I don't know. It's for the better that I do that. I'm gonna go see what I have for flat glass around here from a pickup, something that I can use to replace that. Just, I don't know. I think that's about the only mod I want to do to the body, and it's more of a safety thing. I could take that window out and actually put in some laminate, like some safety glass, but you know, it doesn't really seal that well in a few things. So I'm thinking, if we're gonna go run in the barn here and see what I have for glass. I have some random glass. I'm hoping I have like a window. Oh, look at that. I think I might have found something. Although it's really small. I want a big window. I just looked here. We got a kind of a cruddy Ford cab, but I don't think that is right. I mean, it's pretty flat, but I think that window's pretty small. I like the big window in it. There's that, but that's kind of something else altogether. And I don't have the glass. I mean, it's straight glass. I got to cut glass anyways, so, you know, to cut a little bit, not a big deal. Let's just continue shopping here for a little bit. See if I can cut something out of something here. All right, so in the barn, we have stuff. Like, there's another one too, but I would rather have it with the frame. That would be the best. And then these are all like wraparound stuff. What is that? Oh, for some reason I thought that was a Merc window. I would have been so excited if that was, for a different project altogether. I don't know, I'm going to see if I have any junky cabs. I really don't want to cut a cab apart just for the back window. I'm kind of weird. I'm weird that way. I want to keep some of the stuff that's together. All right, well, there's nothing really here. So I'm going to go check out the old pad there. See if there's just a semi-junky cab lying around that I can cut up and not feel bad about it. Yeah, I don't want it. I want it to be flat glass. That's my only stipulation. just so it's less work. If I make it like that panel's flat, so it's got to stay flat. That's the big thing. All right, I walked by this, found something from my old International when I was building it. See, this is another chunk of roof, a really, really rough panel from something, but I quickly measured the back of the Stud. And as long as this is, oh, it's just a little bit wider. Like technically the window's the same. Like this is gonna work. I don't know how the recess will work because this kind of dips in. I don't know if that'll screw me up. But this is just sitting here, so I'm willing to bring this in and we'll cut this thing apart just to at least see if I can make it work. Like I say, I'd love to keep that window frame because I actually stole, when I did my sedan, I stole the window off of there to do my other car, my sedan. So the window frame I use belongs to my coupe. So if I can save that one, that might be like super awesome. I don't have to buy one or try to build or fix one that I have. Anyways, I'm thinking that'll work. I'm just a little worried with the step in, because if you look at this window, it sits pretty flat. See, this one's pretty flushy flush. I don't know that it'll affect much because we had this rail in here, so if it's stepped in, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm going to bring the other one in first. We're going to cut it. We'll hold it up against there. I'll see how I like it before I commit to cutting this thing apart. That is the plan. I don't know. I think it'll work. It's just really thick. And on a side note, that laser works phenomenal, but it's hard to do a straight cut. Like, because it's all curved panels, so there's not really anything I can lay on there as a guide. So, but compared to, it's way quicker than a zip cut. But you have to watch what's around, because I don't know if I went through, because it was double paneled, I was okay. Otherwise, I would have just like nickered up my, I would have probably burned up my concrete. Anyways, I think this is good. I'm going to try it. I'm going to cut all the screws, try to get that glass out. I left these a little on the long side because I can maybe flatten it out, but you can see this thing's like 2 inches. Like, actually, it's no different than this, but the whole thing is going to be that. That's the difference, where there's nothing here. It's going to end up being this fat throughout the whole thing. So I don't know if that's going to like bug me. I think in the end I could. Man alive. That is a lot. Well, I can always put the window back in. I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens here. I just don't know what to trim, because if I go on the inside, we'll have this bump. So I could essentially put this to the outside, have the bump to the outside, but I'm feeling the outside would look better if it was like this. Yeah. If that was to the outside, is there anything I can do to make this smaller on the inside? I mean, the lip is there. It's still going to come in this far, if you know what I mean. I feel this is flatter on the outside, but I don't know what it would look like with that lip going around it. Like if that was on the outside of the car with the lip sticking out. I guess if I did this here, at least if you bumped your head, it's on something round. I don't know. Let's just take this window out, and then I'll try to fit this in there, and we'll just see how good or bad it is. I mean, the worst case, I guess we'll make a pinch lip, and we can use this. Like we can use this pinch lip and shave a lot of this off. But yeah, I don't know how to make the whole works smaller. I guess hindsight, we could cut this, bring this in, weld it, and then that would thin this whole thing up. Then the rubber would be closer to the outside of the panel, to the edge. I don't know. Well, we have options, so I don't want to do that if I don't have to, because then I may as well try to pull that rubber out and put a new rubber in and blah, 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 but whatever. First things first. This will be pretty straightforward. I think I'm just going to cut all the screws. I'm not even going to try to unscrew them. I'm just going to cut the heads off everything. And we may have to cut this panel, which is going to make a bit of a mess, but we may have to cut it because this is on the inside. This and this, well, this is on the inside, this is on the outside, and then this goes back on the inside. So I don't think I can slide it out. Maybe I can pry it out, but whatever. Let's get that off first. Enough blabbering there. Nice, great wobbly cut out of the way there. Guess we're gonna have to take some more off. Off of here. Well, I guess I'll do what I was gonna originally do. And then probably just do that inch off the bottom. I think that'll be a good place to start here. Ooh. Can I do that? I definitely struggle with the freehand. All right. Ooh, orange. That is still a no bueno. Oh, mind you. Okay. Well, we'll keep cutting. I got to trim this down quite a bit. I think I got to go right to the edge of this thing. All right, I need more breathing room. So we're pretty committed. This window is going to go in whether I want it or not, because I've already chopped a bunch of this and I am chopping a lot more. I don't really want to take from here. I want to keep this pretty strong. So I'll take it out of the bottom. This is more than strong enough for this edge because everything's made way too beefy on here. So I wish there was a simpler way to do this. Nah, we're going to zip cut it. It's slow, but it's going to be a consistent thing to do. So, all right, well, let's get suited up and give her. Holy, that was a lot of work. Oh, man. I hope it fits. That was, I definitely don't want to try cutting through that again. Golly, man. Okay. You know, it doesn't look that bad inside. Let's just get a few clamps on here to get a vibe of what's going to happen here. That is a lot of work for that thing just to look the same. Although I'm pretty sure it's going to seal a little better other than putting a little boog of something in there. It's not bad. It needs a little bit. It kind of does one of these, but you know, there's nothing's perfect on the truck, so I'm not too concerned. It's better than that setup. I was a little bummed because I took it open well, I thought these were screws. These are actually the ones that hold the frame in. Anyways, that said and done, it's been trimmed. It's like, dang it, I was so close to having a really good window frame. That's pretty easy to fix, so I'm not going to worry myself over that because the bulk of the window frame is there, so I can make that. That's not a big deal. Anyways, back to this. Seems okay. It's got a little more, sort of a more better look, but I don't know. I guess I haven't actually sat in it yet, so We'll find out how. Oh, that is, well, luckily, like, I'm a little too far, but that is not exactly, not cool. That's what that is. If I sit here, I'm okay, but that is definitely a problem. Boo earns. Golly. How do we fix that? Ugh. Well, I know how we do it. But can we do it? Yuck. It's just turned into a lot more work. Okay. We'll keep the bottom in place. I'm cool with that. But I gotta bring the upper shell, I gotta bring that back to here. I don't know what that's gonna do to the rest of the truck here. Let me switch these brackets around. I'm gonna get these tied to here. That way I can tilt this back. Well, that'll work, but it's definitely elevated the amount of work. Now I need to bring this post out to go with that. Bummer, but it makes it better. Now it's back like it was. So, I don't know. It's a necessary thing, so we're gonna do it. Gosh darn it. All right, so how does that go? What does that look like? So the bottom looks okay. We'll be able to like squish this into place and zap it along. This, we're gonna make this straight, but I'm gonna, like, it's not terrible. We basically got to tie it into this, whatever this feller has made up here. It's like I felt I should have left a little more material. I was kind of questioning that, but yeah. All right. The junky part is this part. So I think I'll leave the inside because it'll give me something to tack to. I got a few spots I can kind of zap to here, and then we can kind of zap along the top, so that's not too big of a deal. Down here, it just is what it is. Not too worried about it. Here, though, like, it's not a big deal. This will work out. This will just get a little more square wedged. And then I guess here, if I straighten this part out, it'll kind of follow this little bit of the roof line properly right into here. Like, once this gets straight, I think this will just make sense. Well, it is what it is. I'm not going to do anything too crazy nice. We're going to clean up this edge. I'm just going to zap something to here. That's easy as pie. Down here, like I say, I'm going to press this down. This thing's going to get cooked right into there. But I'm going to clean this edge up, so at least it's a straight edge. And then we can probably use the laser just to kind of zap across there. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. We'll use some clean steel for it. Get that out of the way. We'll get this tied first, and then I'll kind of see how the game plan works for this. Sorry, I should say I'm going to get this done. Well, I'm going to take it out. We're going to get this ground straight, nice and flat. And then after that, we'll put it back in. And then I will try to get this sitting tight. And then we'll kind of stitch the top in. So I'll probably try this all with the laser bit. And I'm just mixed here, whether I should extend that or, you know what I mean? Like, once you start lapping the steel, I don't want to lap too much steel. That just gets a little weird. Okay, so bottom seems fine. Top needs to be cleaned up, and then this somehow we're going to butt to it, and we'll figure that out after. We just need the window in there. got this whole setup going. Plan is going to be, well, I basically sat there and laser cleaned this. I'm not too concerned in here, but any surface I want to weld, I kind of just zapped it really quick with the laser. So we have a, you know, semi-clean thing to weld on. I don't think this thing cares if it's rusty or anything. It'll kind of do its thing. I guess it'll clean as it's welding, maybe. I'm not too sure. But we can see, like, this thing was such a, like, a lot of work to cut. Golly, that was hard. But you can see this guy, like, arc welded this sucker together. So this thing is plenty strong. Anyways, while we were doing it, I noticed up here, I could see light. And I guess, I'm sure in the day, this thing was just gas welded together. And it's just kind of stitched in places and then looks like Bondo on it. So I'm going to try to weld it up a little bit better. I'm going to wire brush it a little more, try to get all the stuff out of there. See if I can get it welded up a little more tight. And then we'll probably just do the same, just do some kind of a sealer on it. Same thing around here eventually. But anyways, we ground this down. This is all prepped up. So we're going to pop it back in. This I'm going to just press. We're going to get it wherever it's got to go. I'll stitch it, or we'll fully weld it. And then the inside, oh, I didn't clean that. I want to clean this edge here, and then it's going to sit to the inner panel. So basically the back window is going to get glued in, but we're going to have to improvise and figure out these sides. That'll be the big one to do yet. Well, that went pretty quick, for the most part. Still struggling a little bit with when you let go of the trigger, sometimes the wire stays there, so I can't figure out. Some days you push the trigger and you let go and everything's great, and other times you let go of the trigger and the wire's stuck, and then it kind of one of these games. But overall, instead of just stitching this is just like one continuous weld, and you know, there's like no heat, so I'm super happy with that. Same for the inside. You can see that's like I just continually welded the whole darn thing. And I don't know, I'm like super happy. That went really well. So that gets me the same headroom that I had. Now I gotta cut a piece and try to, you know, make it fit up to there. That's gonna be the tough one now. So we gotta do that one, and then I'm not sure how I wanna do this. Like, this is kind of cool, but I guess now it's gonna come up and get a little fatter. Not that that matters, but we just have a better, like I say, I'm just happy I have a better window in the back now than I did. So that is a bonus. Now, well, I guess we just continue on. I'm gonna cut a strip steel. I'm gonna grind away at it till it fits up here, and then I guess I'm not sure how I want to do it. I'm not gonna butt weld it. I mean, we'll lap weld it. It'll be fine. I'll just come in here, clean the back. We'll get that tacked. Well, I'll get it tacked into here, and then hopefully we can press it into place. I don't plan to do any actual mud work really, so what you see is what it's going to be. That's kind of the end goal, because I mean, look at the rest of it. Although it should probably get some sealant on some stuff. They kind of did something at one time, but maybe that was Bondo? I don't know. There actually is Bondo on here. Like, when I'm grinding this up here, it smells like Bondo, so I'm guessing that's what they used at one time. Anyways, on with more welding. All right. Well, got that all welded in. It's too bad I kind of screw up sometimes, or, you know, it doesn't fully, it kind of doesn't catch both. So you get these little bobos in there. Like I have to go over it, man, because you get these really nice welds, and then you get that, and then that, and then that. But still way faster than MIG welding it. So I'll probably just go over with a flap disc, because like wherever my wire sticks or I do some of these, it's a little pokey, like you kind of can poke yourself a bit. Other than that, this thing's just rocking. I like it. I was just walking by here, and then I just came up with the idea. I think what I'm going to try to do for that roundy bit, the edge on there, I'm going to actually cut a chunk of this, because this has got a curve in it. I have no idea how good or if it's even going to work, but I'm going to start with it. It's something. It's got a nice gradual curve in it. We'll see how it looks. So I'm going to basically cut that. Oh, geez Louise, buddy. Golly. In a minute. It's not dinner time for half hour yet. Half hour. You can't tell time. I know that. You know time, but you don't want to. You guys don't want to wait. Anyways, I'm going to chop these things up. Right, buddy? I'm going to chop these things up, and we're going to give them a shot. All right, we got a grinder. Excessively huge. Check. Let's just get rid of some of this. This might be able to do both sides. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, I'm really making this up as I go here. I don't know. I think it's working, but so I feel this one's already done. Okay, well, let's just make this up. I'm gonna go from there to here. Either that'll work or it's gonna fail miserably. I feel this is not enough curve that I want. All right, well, let's say we bend this here. To there. We'll just stick it in the brake and see what happens. I kind of like that. It's not bad. It's a little weird there, I think, but whatever. It kind of works. I mean, the whole darn truck is kind of weird, so for some reason my head had a thought that I'd be more square, but I mean, it's not a bad thing that it's round. I don't know. Getting better at the welding though. At least it worked better this round. This is pretty good. We're over here. I got the MIG weld into here. I can't quite get that right. A few little stragglers, little stringers here, but yeah, that's not too bad. We'll just do the other side, and I think we're gonna call this thing done. At least better. Well, I struggled with this other side. I don't really know why I'm using junky steel. I think it just fits the rest of the truck, so it's kind of going with it. But it's not. This one I had to make it a little bit longer, but you know what? In the end, I cut it the same, so I guess I didn't win. I basically made the same darn panel and made it fit. I don't know though. I'm really mixed on it. I don't want to really add much to the truck. I like what it is. It's just this has got me a little mixed because, you know, we have this edge thin to thin, like thick to thin. It kind of works, but it kind of has this roundness, which I guess is not bad. Everything's round on there. I know people are commenting should round the sides, but I think this thing's super awesome. I don't really want to change anything because it's just, you know, some farmer who knows how long ago made this thing. I'm imagining a farmer. I don't know, judging how it was put together, thinking farmer. But anyways, I don't really want to change any of that. And then there's this here. There's just, I don't know. So I'm not trying to make a custom or anything out of it. I just want to, you know, enjoy what it is. But I know like some of the Studies or the El Caminos came back. I don't know if that should be, I guess there should be some roundness to it. It's just, I feel like I need to cut that off and remake it. Though, it does have the same flow as the other side. It's hard to probably see on camera, but like, I think it's all right. I mean, it's better than it was. If I can avoid putting Bondo on anything, I don't really want to. See, this one I just kind of nailed it first shot, which is kind of funny. It just feels right. This line goes here, line goes into this drip rail, like this chunk of the drip rail. So I think I have it. It's just, you know, there's a roundness that goes away. I guess that one came closer to the window. That's what's screwing a guy up right now, because this just looks like it's a bigger piece. The window's square. This one just looks smaller, and I think that's what's screwing me up, because my other one came up into this area. So, but yeah, see, this one's coming different. I think my other one was there. That's, who's to say though that this cab is cut right? But it's almost like this piece should have. But then I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm just gonna sit on it. I really need to. I traced this side. I made the same patch. It doesn't really fit, but that's, what's to say that all these things are cut the same? Well, this one's not quite to the. It's kind of in the middle. We'll see. Maybe the other side is like that. I'm basically overthinking the snot out of this. So it's not quite in the middle of said cut, but you know what? I guess the guy can't really see both sides at one time, so it just is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I'm mixed. I mean, it's in. Yeah, whatever. It's better than the window that was in it. I'll have to take that dome lighty thing off and put it on the other one, but yeah, I don't know. It's big. I mean, if the window was a little smaller, it would be nice, but yeah, it's just a little overly large. It doesn't take away from anything, so I'm okay with it. Like, it's not that it's bigger than any other window in the car, so that's usually irks me when a back window or something's like, you know, the side profile's here. If I was to run a line across here to here, it's pretty even. Best I can tell, it's even. Anyways, I started the video wanting to do upholstery, or not upholstery, but doing the carpet and door cards, and this ended up being a whole back window video, and a long one at that, I think. But windows in. I'm gonna sit on those little corners right now because I don't know if I fully like them or not, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe it'll just grow on me. If I had a bit of primer or something just to spray on it, then maybe it would come. I had a buddy was by and he was like, you should almost do like the El Caminos where it had a little bit of something in there. And I don't know, maybe that would fix this, but I don't know. I almost feel like I'd have to tie it into this. This thing would have to come around and do something like, you know, something a little subtle like that. And maybe I would do. I don't really know yet. I don't know. Might need it. I might fill the back end a little nicer and just overall finish the bill of the car here. But anyways, like I said, this is a long one, so I'm thinking that is where we are going to leave this one. I'm going to ponder on that, and I think next round we'll actually just kind of do what I was supposed to do this round. We'll kind of make those door cards, get the carpet in, some insulation, do some of that. If I have to cut this up, not the end of the world. I have to. If I decide to cut it up, I'll basically go. Well, when we do it with the laser, it's not too bad, and we got that blanket worked pretty good to cover everything. So, yeah. Anyways, as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.